Welcome back to the pod, the weekend review edition of the pod where we dissect everything that has happened in the league football and weekend games. Before we dissect the games that have taken place during the weekend, I would like to actually ask you guys how you're doing. How has the weekend been so far for you and everything?
My weekend has been great. It was a good weekend, football weekend, Super Sunday, Super Saturday. It was fine, sure. So far, so good.
Mine could have been better, but we thank God for life.
Going into the weekend games, Arsenal played out a 1-1 draw with Manchester City in a game where Pep went full Mourinho, basically. He went haram football. And for me, while I was watching the game, it was a bit strange that Pep took out Haaland, took out another attacking player, and brought in Matheus Nunes to defend. That was strange. And for Arsenal, they brought on Eberechi Eze and Saka to change up things, and it actually worked. And for Prince, I know Prince is not 100% happy with the result, but
I'm not.
it is still something to take away from. It's still something to take away from because you were trailing 1-0 from the first half.
On the 90
Quite all right.
minutes.
And you needed to salvage the points, you know? But I don't know how I don't know what you think in your own opinion, because it was a well fought draw, 1-1 draw for Arsenal.
What I really think. To be honest with you, I'm sure my opinion echoes with so many Arsenal fans too. Nobody was happy with that lineup. I'm not going to lie to you. I was not happy with the lineup. Stein, Zubimendi, Rice, Merino, again for the third game in a row. Yeah? I don't know. We're not against Nottingham Forest anyway. But I can understand Zubimendi, Rice, and Merino against Liverpool. I can understand that away from home at Anfield. I can understand that against Bilbao, their first Champions League match in 11 years, and it was an away game as well. But I can't understand that same combination at the Emirates in a game where we needed to impose ourselves and be the more attacking side. I really could not understand that, and it was what I expected. Like you said, Pep being defensive or Pep going full Mourinho was kind of I don't know. There's been a transformation with Pep this time around. He's gone more counter-attacking. He's gone slightly more sit back. The game against Man United, I think Pep's side were more counter-attacking than usual, than what we usually see. And the fact that he defended today, I think this is the first time in 3 years that he's had. The commentator said this during the game. This is the first time in 3 years that he's had the same lineup for 3 games in a row. This is the first time in 4 years that he's had the same lineup for 3 games in a row. So maybe fatigue played a part. That was why, at some point he had to take off attacking players and sit back. And he was leading the game anyway. It wasn't like he needed to score. So the fact that he's leading the game, that kind of influences his decision to sit back. So I understand that. But what I don't understand is Arteta starting Merino again in place of the Odegaard is injured, I get. But we have a Barry Chelsea on the bench, and he could not start this guy. But 1-1, fair results. All I can say, this is the first time I've seen Arteta make a change, a half-time sub that was not due to injury. So maybe, there's a bit of progress is looking up. Maybe he realized that starting Merino for that game was not the best decision, and then he had to take him off for Eberechi Chelsea, and then Saka coming out for Noni. I think Noni was injured or he was limping. I'm not sure about that particular sub. But the fact that he took out Merino tells me that he knew that lineup was wrong. And he was very touchy with his post match when the journalist was asking him questions about the lineup. He was not having it. But then the thing is that this lineup was only justified against Bilbao because of the substitutions. So maybe he thought, he was right again to start it. And this same match again, it was justified again. Sorry, the point was won again due to a substitution, which was Martinelli. So 2 games in a row now, the finishers have done the job and made sure we did not lose the game. So not happy with the results, but I think it was not happy with the lineup, sorry, but I think it was a fair result in the end.
So going forward now, do you think Mikel Arteta has to play Eberechi Eze as a 10 more or on the wing?
Thank God I'm not a manager because this is a big headache. I suspect that he's still going to start the same midfield against Newcastle because they're going away to Newcastle the next league match. And I suspect he's still going to start the same because I don't think Odegaard will be back by then. I really don't think so. So the only option he has is to start Eberechi Eze in the 10 role. And I think he's been very, very reluctant to do that. So there's a good chance that he will start the same midfield against Newcastle. And then if we lose that game, trouble is going to start. The fans are going to be on his back. But I can't wait to have Odegaard back. That seems to be the only solution to this combination. But what do you guys think, though, as fans of other teams? What did you think about the game? Because you see the game differently from what I would see the game as. What do you guys think?
Well, it was an interesting game. I was surprised to see Pep being defensive. Arsenal limited Man City to just 5 shots in total. 5 shot attempts in 90 minutes. That was not Pep goal. I think Pep just wanted to win. Just needed something to for his team to just pick them up because they've been struggling since the season started. They lost to Brighton. They won against Man U, but it wasn't. They didn't dominate the game. They win against Man U, they didn't dominate the game. And this one, they went ahead early. I think Alan scored 9 minutes into the game.
That's why I'm
and Pep just
surprised.
had
That's why
I
I'm
was
surprised.
surprised. I was like, I said this is Mourinho. This is Mourinho. This is Mourinho.
For me,
Man
I
City
think
were not coming out. 32% possession.
I think 90 something
minutes.
like that. Yeah, it was around.
It was very short. Well, about the lineup, the Arsenal lineup. I feel like Arteta. I don't know. Your coach is very stubborn. I don't know why he keeps starting Merino. Playing Eze as a 10 would do a lot of good for Arsenal.
I wish it.
Eze, if he plays Eze in the 10 position, would do a lot of good.
I wish it.
And what is this about missing Odegaard? You guys really rate that guy. I don't rate him that much. He's good.
He's the captain of the
but
team.
He's not consistent.
He's the creative spark.
That's
Someone in the group. Someone in the group called him Odewale.
If it's about names,
He's not consistent. That's my problem.
We've had so many names about that. But he's the only creative spark in the team.
That is what separates. Eze is creative.
I mean,
did you watch Eze at Palace?
He's still coming up.
With Mateta and Sa.
For now, Odegaard is the captain of the team. He's not going to drop it.
Coming up.
So, he's still
of course,
the new teams.
Well, it's us now, though. It's us now. It's us now. So that's what I'll say. It's us now.
It's a creative
that's what I think about
team. So what can I say?
So that I don't think your coach should have a problem using players according to their roles because they are there. And why did you bring them to the club if you are not going to use them? It just doesn't make a lot of sense. But I also understand that these days managers tend to stick to their principles a lot. We saw it happen with Ten Hag. We know that happens a lot with Mourinho. We've seen it happen with Pep. These managers tend to stick with their. Of course, we see it happen with Manchester United. How did I see that? So we begin to see a lot about managers being just
coaches are naturally stubborn.
Whether it's working or not.
Stubborn.
So but my general thoughts on the game, I think it was good. I think it was an interesting game. I think none of us expected to see Pep set up like that. I thought it just gave Arteta a piece of his own medicine. We've seen Arteta set up like that quite a number of times, and Pep doing that too.
Around football.
It was just poetic justice. It was aura for aura, so it was just poetic justice for me. I enjoyed the game up until when Easy and Martinelli kind of sparked up the game towards the end. And I think I'm a part of the people that believe that using Easy in the central of the park prior to when Odegaard comes back is going to do them a lot of good. A lot of good.
We're going to move to the Manchester United versus Chelsea game. That was one chaos ball for a game. I wouldn't lie to you. And the fact that Maresca went full panic mode after the red card. Guys,
He panicked like
Nah,
Sanchez.
make it make sense.
I saw
Sanchez
a
got sent
comment.
off.
Panicked just as Sanchez did.
I saw a comment after the game where someone said that if Maresca was in charge of Chelsea when we played Barcelona and had the red card where Terry was sent off, that we would have lost that game. And it just made sense to me because that would have been. As a Chelsea fan, this is the first time I've seen a red card on the team and the manager goes haywire. I don't think all my time as a Chelsea fan we've ever had something that was this nature where the team goes one man down and then everything just goes off. I think for most of it, the team becomes even unplayable with a man down. From what I've seen as a Chelsea fan over time, this one was just, yesterday was terrible. It was just terrible, and it makes you look at the entire performance from the beginning of the season up until now. It just makes you feel like these guys haven't been really good. Maybe we'll overhype them because you look at it, it's been 5 games, right? We're not so great against Crystal Palace. We're not so great against Brentford. We're not so great against Fulham. I think the best game was against West Ham, and West Ham is like 19th. And now we are playing Manchester United, and it's just total disaster. Like total disaster from 4 minutes, bro. Like what was that? Like it was unexpected. It was a funny sight for me, honestly, because because even at that time, Manchester United were on Chelsea. Like it was a lot of long balls from the goalkeeper to Bruno Fernandez and Mbeumo. Mbeumo was just running behind Cucurella. I didn't get that. And then the Trevor Chalobah and Cucurella, that mix just did not work on the day. For whatever reason, it just did not work on the day. I see no reason why Sesko got to that ball faster than Trevor. Trevor could have unsettled him way before he got to the ball. That way, there is no ball going behind for Mbeumo
Agreed.
to run across. And then, of course, Sanchez. What can we say about Sanchez? At this point, what can we say about Sanchez? And I don't know. I don't think
We were
that
just
Chelsea
hailing him
backline and the
how many
goalkeeper
days ago?
is
We
going
were
to
just
be
hailing the guy
enough
how many days ago against
to.
Bayern?
Yeah, of course. We're hailing the entire team a few days ago, and
No, 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 no.
it takes a defeat
Sanchez
to
specifically.
maybe it takes a defeat like this to make
We
you
were
to
hailing
sit back and
Sanchez
say, like, what
specifically
is
a
going
few days ago. Not the
what
entire
is
team.
going
The
on?
entire team lost 3-1.
Yeah, that's the thing. Sanchez had a couple of good games, especially at the Club World Cup and after the Club World Cup, couple of good games. But then it doesn't change the fact that it's a very, very problematic mistake. Just keep making a
Yeah,
lot of mistakes. And
he's very
it's too
inconsistent
error
too.
prone and inconsistent, and
He's very He's
that's
very
not the kind of
inconsistent.
that's not who you want
Yeah.
behind your defense when you are going for a title or no. That's not going to happen. So
Do you think there's ever going to be a
I think it
situation where
doesn't go away from the
this is space
defense.
to Jorgensen?
Sanchez being stand up. Jorgensen. I think
Do you think
Maresca
Sanchez ever loses place?
prefers Sanchez, and I think Maresca prefers Sanchez, and that's what the problem is. I think it's more of a preference thing. Personally, I think Petrovic should still be at Chelsea. I think if he has what it takes to be one of the first names on the team, but definitely it's not Maresca's choice, so he had to go. Similarly with Jorgensen. Jorgensen Jorgensen is shaky too. Even in the UEFA Conference League just last season, Jorgensen had his moment where he was pretty shaky. And look at the teams we were playing in the conference team. We're playing guys in towns, probably not so far from Djibouti. But then it was pretty shaky. But as if if I'm going to say, okay, who is the person that is going to lead us forward? It's not Sanchez, and it's still not Jorgensen. The same way you're looking at that back line, and you're wondering how have we spent all this money, and we don't have one defender that we can say this one defender is the top guy.
One
You start saying
world class defender.
I think at
Badashele,
some point last season we had about 7
Fofana
goalkeepers.
is waste, is past this. Yeah, we still have them scattered all around the world, bro. Well, like the Igbo man spreading the seed right now, all over, like all over. That's what Chelsea scouting network is what about right now. And it doesn't make sense when you look at all of this, and say, okay, who is this? Who is the main person? Who is the best you have in this position? The best in the position does not deserve to start. Look at no. Uh, it's Koban bread Chaloba, right? But yes, he still doesn't. Chaloba should be a backup choice to our starting centre back. If you don't have defenders in the like of Bastoni or Virgil van Dijk, you will not put Trevor. That is why you have Trevor Chaloba starting for, because you don't have those stature of
You
defenders
recall them from
at the
Crystal
club. I
Palace
think we are so stacked at the
this
back
year.
that we only have wonderful right back and wonderful left back, and the rest is just a couple of hopeful people that we expect to blossom in a couple of years. Even in the middle of the pack, it was gone. I'm probably the last person to crucify Enzo Fernandez, but in that game, I was wondering what was going on. The best thing Enzo Fernandez did in that game was fight with Messi. That was it. I was wondering, where is this guy? Like,
My God.
where's my number 8? Come on. And like,
Didn't cost him.
what's funny, the game was really funny. Everything just didn't work out. I think aside from Ja Pedro, who was,
Yeah.
of course, whisked up there, and maybe a few moments from Reece. Reece also was so tired. He was still falling just in front of our 18-yard box, falling when they're trying to take a cross. The guy was tired. He was spent. It was clear to see. So
I mean,
uh
he tried
I
to
thought
cross the ball and he
it's
fell
fun.
like
My
a
ex really
2 minute
missed it
span.
with the subs and everything. Esteban leaving the game was understandable. And somebody had to take the
That
fall
was the
for the
easiest stuff.
But then Neto, the guy that can run the entire length of the pitch. It's like Kante on the right wing. How I don't understand how that sub made sense. And then it took out Neto for Tosin. I was like, what was happening? What was happening? Tosin. The man that all he has is his height to knock out games, to knock out area challenges. That's it. Tosin is not better than any of our other defenders. The only thing he has over there is height. And you take out our second best attacking threat to bring in Tosin. 19 minutes later or 10 minutes later, Kopama has to go out because he's injured. So,
But can I ask,
it was just disaster
do you
from
take
the
any
get go.
consolation in
And
the
even
fact
though they
that
put in a good sheet,
Chelsea won the second half of the game when it was 10 men versus 10 men? Do you take any consolation in that?
Chelsea lost the game, bro. There's no win.
No,
There's
you won
no
the second
one
half
first
when it
half
was 10
result
versus
second
10.
half.
So at least that tells you it was 11
But
versus
United were
11.
leading 2-1
You didn't
already.
get 3 points
They
for
were
winning
leading
that.
two, they were winning 2-1 already. So we actually don't
Do
know
they
if they
do
actually
they do
needed
they
to. But
wait,
they needed the win.
do they get 3 points for winning the second half? No, it's not
I said,
a
do you take any
first half game.
consolation in
No,
that?
no,
I know
it
it's
was a
not 3
bad
points.
game.
I'm asking if you take any consolation in the fact that the second half of the game,
I
you
don't
won
take,
the
I don't
second
take, I
half
don't, I
when
don't
it
take
was
any
10
consolation
versus
off
10.
that game. There's only one positive on that game, which was João Pedro up front, stressing himself all game. That's the only positive that came out of the game.
And
Everything else
also
was
Andre
negative.
Santos. Andre Santos too.
Right? Put in a good
Andre
sheet.
What's up,
Santos.
Why do you know
I
guys?
the
don't know how
weakness?
Guys, what's
Maresca is
up
going to
with
get to give these guys food
Enzo
very.
Fernandez?
I can't really answer that. Tell us, Andrew.
I don't know.
Man, to be honest with you, I don't know what's happening
This
with Enzo
this
because
It might be
deep
fatigue.
in
last
form
season
is just
he had
funny.
like a period. He had like a period last season where he was good, like then he dipped when he sat on the bench, then he came back to the squad after Lavia had an injury
Oh, was that around the
and
period
he
he left
picked
his
from
wife?
there to
That was when he left his wife.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
going
I
to say
think
that.
so.
That was
Yeah,
around the period
yeah,
he had
yeah.
like issues with his wife.
Left
So
his
maybe
wife.
and
Was
now
supposed
when
to
his
be
wife is
back
back
his
together
wife.
now and his form
He
has
was
come.
back.
So maybe we'll have to
So he's
send
not
boys
leaving his
to
wife again.
you
He
know
might be leaving his wife too. This around this time.
I didn't
That's
say
what's going
anything about it. I don't know. He had a pretty interesting tournament at the Club World Cup. Was pretty much one of our best players then. So this deep in form, I don't know. It's bad. I think he needs to sit on the bench a little bit. Let's see more on Santos. And this is probably a bad time for Daniel Sugo to be out because whoa, look at that load on Caicedo in this game. Just look at that. If only there was
Just pray he doesn't get
Lavia
injured.
or a Sugo
Just pray
to
he
share
does
that
not get
weight.
injured.
And
The load is too much.
And Chelsea have a
so
ton
the
of
thing is,
games.
Chelsea
Chelsea have a ton
Chelsea
of
is a
games this season.
Caicedo injury from becoming Manchester United. Let's just hope it doesn't happen. Let's just hope it doesn't happen. And I can't even imagine it now.
There's
I can't
no,
imagine
you don't
it.
have you don't
Let's
have
just hope it
conference
doesn't
this
happen.
time around to say you want to rest your players for midweek. You have to start him in the midweek and play him on the weekend.
We have Champions
So just
League.
hope he does not get it.
We have to play our best. We have to play our best legs every week. I'm glad the during the week it's the cup games, EFL cups and all of that. At least he gets to rest his best legs now. We can see the likes of McGill. We can see George. I don't know why he keeps playing George. I don't know why he keeps playing George. These are the games where you play George, not when we're
Okay.
chasing a goal against Manchester United. What? Why is Garnacho on the bench? This guy has a personal vendetta to
I
unleash.
mean,
And you bring in George.
reminder, Andrew. Reminder for you, Andrew. You remember in the last episode, you said you
Remember the
wanted
last
Garnacho
episode
running
very
at
well. I said
every.
a lot of things. I
You
said I
wanted
wanted
you wanted
Garnacho running.
Garnacho running at Dallo, at Shaw, at Mazraoui. Mazraoui won all his duels
The only
against Chelsea.
person Garnacho ran at that day was on the bench. There was no running for him. He ran to get his jersey swap and ran back home.
Somebody even called him Ganifa Wemi.
Well, no, come on. What is the guy?
The only running he did was
No,
coming up. That's the only running he did.
I think that was all. That was all Maresca at the end of it. That was all Maresca at the end of it. I didn't see why George had to come into the game. We have the EFL Cup coming. Let George start with McGill and the rest of them. Fine, they can come in as substitutes in the next Premier League game. We have Champions League coming. We need our best legs on the game. Just look at this trajectory. We rested some legs against Brentford because we have to play Bayern. We didn't get the maximum points at Brentford. Then we went to Bayern, slopped it over there. Then
Same
brought these same
mistakes
legs to
all over
Manchester
again.
United all over again. So what was the point at the end of the day? You see, like all of this game, George managed to show up in the second half. Doesn't have Maresca's move somewhere. I'm not saying he's not a good player, but it's just like Chalobah. He's a good player. It's not even up to Chalobah's level at this point. Good player, good for a backup, not a start, not somebody that you bring in when you need to chase results, when you need to get instant incomes. And that is why the injuries that we have this season, with Delap out, Delap will have easily slotted in right there, but it is what it is at this point. Yeah, it is what it is.
Commiserations.
Let's review the Merseyside Derby. I don't know if we all watched it, but right now Ryan Gravenberch is actually on a scary trajectory with how he has been
Different
playing.
level.
And I'm not going to lie to you, he's currently the best midfielder in the league. I know Caicedo, there's a shout for Caicedo, but currently Gravenberch is actually him. When I mean him, HIM, him. So Liverpool. I mean, he's
that
him.
goal was insane.
Basically, he's him.
That goal
And
was insane, I'm telling you.
I don't think even he expected to score that goal. So you could see his reaction, but it was
that goal was crazy.
You can't take anything away from that.
I think the goal he scored against Newcastle too was his first ever Liverpool goal, was it? And then he's quickly followed it up with this goal against Everton. So he's on a different trajectory.
Oh, that's nice. Speaking of a purple patch, that's nice.
That's
nice.
But I don't think it's a purple patch though, because
a goal and an assist in that game.
Yeah, that was a man of the match performance.
Yeah, that's the man of the match performance right there. Goal and assist. Yeah. That's how you endear yourself to the fans. You're giving them just giving it to the fans. Now they have one whole week to suffer that against their local rivals.
And this is a player that struggled for game time in
Everton were very good second half of the game, but the game was gone.
He struggled for game time under Jurgen Klopp too.
Yeah, I don't think he played that much.
Yes,
first season.
Yeah, so we've seen many players struggle within different systems. Many people forget that Vitinha could not find game time at Wolverhampton Wanderers.
That's
Look at
that.
Vitinha and PSG today. He's undroppable.
True.
Very, very undroppable. So some players just look at Lukaku at Chelsea. It just doesn't work. Look at Lukaku at other teams. So some players just don't work with this happening system. I think it's just okay.
The thing was that Liverpool wanted to be Mendy at some point a season ago. That did not work out. And then, they had to start, they got the Dutch manager, and the Dutch manager had to start the Dutch, right, Gravenberch. And all of a sudden, she's just been up since then. So it just shows you that, a rejection can easily open a new door for you to show what you're good at. I'm not saying it's because to be made a place for my team. I'm just saying this is what actually did happen.
He has a praying
And
mother.
also,
So
Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz was dropped
It
in
was
this derby.
tough.
What do you guys think about that decision from Slot?
I just
I'm
Florian
waiting
Wirtz
for
getting
that
dropped.
007 creative from Peter Central. I can see it. I'm waiting for it.
to be honest, that just
Like
shows me
I
how
think it was a bold decision
that
from
just
that was
shows
Slot.
me
a
how
statement. That was a very, very bold statement from
it just shows me how
the coach.
proactive Slot is. He's made these changes immediately. The world being proactive anyway. He's made these changes as soon as you expect him to make the changes. He took off Kerkez after he dived against Burnley. He took him off first half of the game, replaced him with Robertson, started Robertson for the Champions League game, and then brought back Kerkez again for this derby match. And maybe I think during his post-match conference he alluded to the fact that this is an intense game, and Wirtz has not started performing, so maybe he thought this is not the start of game for him. Maybe bring him in later on. So it just shows me that this is a manager that actually knows what he's doing. That actually knows what he's doing, makes the changes on time, and then reacts to what he sees in front of him easily. If you remember last season as well, the very first game Liverpool played, he started Jarrell Kwanzaa in the very first match. I think it was against Ipswich. And Kwanzaa was shaky in that match. He was losing duels and everything. Immediately, he took him off and brought in Konate, who I even expected to start, but I don't know why he didn't start that game. He brought in Konate, and that was it. Kwanzaa did not make the team again that much. I remember this because it was my FPL team. Kwanzaa did not make the team again, and from then on, Kwanzaa has been sold now to Leipzig. So it just shows me that this is a man that observes, he makes changes on time, he makes halftime changes. Not like Arteta, who rarely makes halftime changes, but this is a very proactive manager. So yeah, kudos to him for that.
So, Rank,
Yeah.
the La Liga race right now between Madrid and Barcelona is actually just there, to be honest, because it is the regular Barcelona Madrid
Two-horse race.
dog race. Should I put it at dog race? Because it's a two-horse race, basically. The so-called
it's usually a
technical
tough
league,
race.
where people always rave about on Twitter and stuff.
It's actually a technical league. Two things can be true. It can be a technical league and still be boring. La Liga is boring. Let's call it spade a spade. I'd rather watch a Stoke City in the Championship, Stoke City versus Middlesbrough, than to watch a Celta Vigo versus Rayo Vallecano.
Okay.
And that's the truth. La Liga is boring, but they play good football. I don't like that kind of football. I love end-to-end football. EPL, Bundesliga.
And
I would like to
we
see
we saw
what's your
Bellingham and Camavinga. Camavinga
yeah,
and Bellingham are back.
they made just a cameo. They got subbed in at 90 minutes. They just came in. They are back. It's a good thing. We needed them back,
Have you been
and now they are back.
have you been
At
impressed
least
so
this
far
guy has more.
with Xabi Alonso? Because I
Actually,
know
I've been
most Madrid
impressed.
fans were
Yeah,
complaining about Ancelotti
I've been
last.
impressed by Jesus Christ, Ancelotti. No. I've been impressed. So far, so good. They're trying. The pressing is improving. Madrid's pressing keeps improving game after
Ancelotti,
game.
man.
And
But I think so far Alonso has actually learned his lesson from the Club World Cup, because the team in the Club World Cup were actually not really galvanized or organized enough to go toe to toe with most major teams. But I feel he has learned his lesson and he has balanced the team a bit. And also with dropping Vinicius and
Very bold.
playing Rodrigo in left wing, tinkering with the team and all of that he gets. So I think it's a good learning curve for him and he would improve on that. And yeah, well, it's all good. It's good. I think Alonso is safe. I know he's going to have a little bit of issues with Hansi Flick in the El Clasico because right now Hansi Flick is on another, should I say another level or wavelength.
It's much more
basically.
experienced than Xabi Alonso, so yeah, I expect him to.
We're actually going to round up with the Ballon d'Or that happens tomorrow. Like, unfortunately, the PSG versus Marseille game was moved to tomorrow, so some of the delegates from PSG are not going to be attending the ceremony. But I know Dembele for sure would be there because he's currently injured. So
I'm shocked. Color me surprised. Dembele is injured. But the ceremony is going to be in France, isn't it? In Paris, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure. Where do you think it is?
yeah, it's going to be in Paris.
Same
But
place, right?
PSG's game was moved to tomorrow due to
It's a
weather
home game.
conditions.
It's a home
So
game for PSG. Yeah.
most of their players are actually not going to be attending. I don't know, I'm not sure, but I think it should be for PSG. I think so.
It's a home game for PSG, so maybe they can shuffle in between. It's in the same city, so maybe they can find a way to shuffle to go during halftime and come back. But it's
But I think the general public the general public already know who is going to be the winner, no matter how much they drop a lot of sensationalism, would I say, about
I don't know who's going to be the
them
winner.
not knowing
I'm
the
part of the
winner
general
yet.
public. I'm
But
still not sure. Is it Dembele?
to me, I've made up my mind actually that Ousmane Dembele is going to win it. That's like common knowledge
I expect him to win.
around most fans because when you look at the criteria of what needs to be done for you to win it, it still boils down to winning a treble, fair
And guys,
play,
it's raining where I am. So my network is
and
terrible.
individual performance basically. And Ousmane Dembele actually ticks all the boxes. He won the treble, had a stellar season, and also fair play. He wasn't really the bad boy figure in football. So I think
Unlike who?
he's the rightful winner of that. He's the rightful. I mean, I don't want to take shots, but
I don't
I don't want
don't rate that for them.
Unlike he said he was not a bad
Last year,
boy.
the journalist did not vote for Vinicius because
Unlike
he said
who?
he was not educated. One did not vote for him because he was not a good guy. Really.
that was just propaganda from French football, to be honest.
What do you think about
Yeah,
Yamal? What do you think about
actually.
Yamal taking
I
his
believe
entourage to the event? From the news we've heard, how many? 35
That's
members.
just big delusion, if you ask me.
You don't think so?
when one person blow, when you blow, now so you dey when you come from nothing and you blow, now so you go carry blow from you, now so you dey like that. That's just
I mean,
because I
put
see
his
like
family
why you
on.
going with 20 people?
I think I saw 30.
That's
Bro,
not that's no longer an
that's some Davido kind of stuff, man. DMW,
exactly.
the whole family.
But he's always been
Even
from
DMW
the
no
news
reach
we've heard
20.
about Yamal. He's always been a party guy. We saw the rumors from his birthday party. So
Yeah,
I don't doubt him doing something like this.
I don't know.
It's that kind of guy. He knows he might not win, but he'll turn up.
I feel like
He'll make it a very good occasion.
but you know what's funny to me? It's how Barca pushed Yamal over Raphinha. Raphinha was actually their best player last season, not Yamal.
Joint top scorer in the Champions League.
Yamal like Champions League joint top scorer, 21 goal contributions. Without him, you would feel Yamal balled exactly, especially towards the end of last season.
Yeah.
He balled.
And the fact
But
that Yamal,
Raphinha was
Yamal still has
consistent
a
all
lot
through the
more
season.
years, to be a Ballon d'Or contender. He still has a lot more years
So
than Raphinha
I was
does.
just surprised.
So yeah,
They
it's
pushed.
surprising.
I was also surprised like they pushed Yamal over Raphinha. It was surprising to me though. But I expect Dembele to scoop up the award.
We'll
He
see.
won the treble. The only thing he didn't win was the World Cup.
quick prediction before we actually end the episode. We know you guys know they have other um awards like the Yashin or the Coach of the Year or the Team of the Year.
Mhm.
Who are your favorite picks to win these awards? Like, let's try to round up before we end the episode.
I
Yeah.
think for goalkeeper, I might go for
Okay.
Jan Sommer. Sorry, Donnarumma. Sorry, obviously Donnarumma would win that, and then I think Luis Enrique will win the Coach of the Year award. So yeah, I think those two are going to be
Obviously.
those two are going to PSG. I was going to say Jan Sommer because he had a very good season too with Inter Milan, but they consider 5 goals, so it's going to
Yeah, but
Donnarumma.
he didn't win the league. He didn't win the league. Didn't win the Champions League. Considered 5 goals in the final.
Went
Compared to
trophyless.
Donnarumma, got to the Club World Cup final, won the treble, was outstanding. Knocked out Arsenal, knocked out your team, made saves and knocked out your team. So yeah, Enrique will definitely
Also
win the
made
Coach of the
saves
Year
today.
award. Yeah, also made saves
See, we
today.
just had to love
Also
him.
made
That's
saves
that's
today.
the that's
And
the
Donnarumma was born to win.
that's the way to beat him. Just love the guy. Avoid his hands. Just love him. That's the best. That's the best
No,
way.
Donnarumma is too good. Even in FIFA, it's good. For the Copa Trophy, you can't win it twice now.
The golden
Yamal,
ball.
No, I
Yamal won the
doubt.
last
I
one.
doubt.
So it's Due then.
Yamal won the last one, so
No,
yeah,
yeah,
definitely do it.
Copa is like the
Desiree
young player of the year. So Golden Boy is a
Yeah,
separate award,
I think
actually.
Desiree do it.
Oh,
Okay, I didn't know that.
Guys, I think
yeah.
we're going to end the episode here, and hopefully we'll be back on Thursday, Friday-ish, to review the midweek games and also build up to the weekend games. So, I mean,
Yeah. Thank
see
you.
you guys soon, man.